So welcome all to our event tonight, and we are happy to have Bill with us. And I would like to introduce some of his background. And actually, he's a functional nutritionist and also a performance specialist, especially in health, aging, and longevity. So nowadays, all of us want to reverse our aging, right? So tonight, we are happy to have Bill with us and let him share with us how he can get his physical age. Nowadays his age actually. How are you?
My what?
Yeah, how are you?
My chronological.
Yeah, how old?
Okay. First of all, no, because it's important. Can you guess what my chronological age is?
Well, she gave it away.
Well, but listening to them, all right?
Yeah, okay.
You look 25.
Exaggerating. Thank you, but then that's exaggerating.
You're Alan Tan's friend, aren't you?
Huh? Sorry?
Alan Tan's friend.
Do you know who's Alan Tam?
Oh, he doesn't.
He might not know.
Yeah, yeah.
I
70.
Okay, well. What's your name?
Justin.
I'm sorry?
Justin.
Justin. Okay. You can come close, you know. I won't bite.
No, he was just accompanying me all day today. So
Ah.
I had to accompany him. Yeah.
Actually, you see that he's no color his hair. It's a natural black color, and biological age just 36. So let Bill 33. Okay. So let Bill start your session and let us know more about your secrets. Okay?
I don't need to write. Okay, well, my chronological age is 74.
Wow.
Right. I was born in 1950. And when Suzanne was mentioning my biological age, did you know there are two ages for people? One is called biological age, which is the age of your internal organs, your cells, your tissue. Okay? A lot of people don't know that. Okay? But now they have what we call epigenetic testing to reveal what your insides are. Okay? And so for most people that's interested in longevity, that's a more revealing age because what you eat, what your lifestyle is, will determine what abuses you have done to your body, whether it's a lot of junk food, smoking, and that kind of stuff, right? It affects your organs, your tissues, and your cellular structure. Okay, so I took an epigenetic test several years ago, which revealed that my age was 33, my inside of my body, okay, which I felt good because it validated what I've been doing all these years: no smoking, no drinking, no drugs or anything like that. Okay, so I was happy to hear those results. Chronologically, 74, but then that's mostly because of what I eat, because I've always been in nutrition, a nutritionist, so I always knew what to eat and what not to eat, so I kind of refrained from the bad stuff. Okay, but some people say, well, because I'm Asian, but that's genetically that's only 25% true. Okay, everything else is actually your lifestyle and what you eat, and also, of course, actually, what's another important aspect is exercise. Okay. Anyway, my background. Okay. Well, my advocacy is to be fit after 50. And first of all, I want to thank Angel, for sponsoring me into LifeWave. And what I'm doing tonight is to share with you my experience, my background, and what I do, and then why I'm supported, or why I'm in LifeWave now. Okay. As I said, my specialty is healthy aging and longevity. I made it in Chinese because I didn't know who was gonna come. But most of you in English, right? So, okay. Anyway, I was born and raised in Hawaii. My parents are from Jungsan, Guangdong Province. And I graduated from the University of Manila in nutritional sciences and dietary management. Right now, my job is a functional nutritionist. What's a functional nutritionist? It's a little different from what most people envision what a nutritionist is. Diets and what we do. Functional means that what we do now is that I try to understand or I try to find out about a person's habits before I can give any advice or offer any advice about what they should or should not eat. Okay, because that's now important. What your preferences are, what your lifestyle habits is, what you like and what you don't like, that can help to offer what kind of advice you should do. Hello. Okay, so what I'm doing now is that I'm helping people that want to live longer, because now the expectancy of people are getting longer. Okay, so their interest now is longevity, right? Because as an example, here in Hong Kong, the life expectancy now is 83 and 86, 83 for men, 86 for women. And worldwide is about 70, 76, around there. That's the average anyway. So if people are living longer, but not necessarily they're living healthier. Because you see people that's going around that's kind of overweight, or have some kind of chronic illness or disease that has affected their mobility and again getting around. Okay? Some of them are in very bad shape. So it's not about living long, how long you can live, but it's how well or how healthy you can live. Patrick, have you ever thought about how long you want to live?
Yes.
How long is that?
100?
You want to live? Good, that's great. Okay. Okay. Why?
Because life is good on Earth, and like you mentioned, a lot of people seem to be living longer, and I would like to live to at least 100, God willing, and that's why I need to take care of myself, which, as you can tell, I need a lot of work.
You may think so, but it's not. Okay. The key is, in my opinion, the key is when people say, "Wow, it's a lot of work" or anything like that, it's small steps. It's small. I call it adjustments. We just need to make some adjustments. Okay. That way, it's a lot easier to do. Rather than to say, if I say to you, you need to change, that's a big thing to do, right? But if I say you just need to make some small adjustments, just like a volume on a speaker, right? Just make some small adjustments, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. So it's a mind frame.
Yes.
Okay. There's a saying in longevity. Well, not this is what I call anyway. One of the rules of longevity. One principal rule is that don't die unnecessarily from stupid things.
That's true.
No, and what they mean is that what we mean by stupid things is like accidents or being reckless. Okay, so if you can avoid that or minimize that, then you live long, right? Like nowadays, I read a lot of articles, a lot of stories about people overdosing or doing reckless things, which is unnecessary, right? So of course, I'm not going to live long. But if you can minimize risks, right, then you have a better chance. Okay. But anyway, that's what I do now, is I try to help people who want to live longer, but not only live longer, but the means to live healthier. Okay? Winston, have you thought about how long you want to live?
I think 100 as well, yeah.
100 is good enough. Okay. The longest person I ever thought about or read about that wanted to live a long time is a guy named Walter Longo. He's a longevity expert, and he stated publicly, he's the first one, said that he wanted to live to 120. Okay, he's like 59 now, so we'll see. We'll see how successful he is, if you can live that long too. Anyway, so my background, my work background, the reason why I've been involved in this is that I used to work in hospitals and long-term facilities, long-term care facilities, we call that nursing homes. So I've been around, my background has been around old people a lot. So I've seen what happens when people get older and what happens to them. It's not a pretty sight, okay? Because they can't get around without help, okay? They can't eat very well, you have to feed them. You know, we have, in long-term care or nursing, we have what we call circle of life. Everybody knows, does anybody know what that means?
Yeah. From The Lion King.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, what does that mean?
It's like things they go in a cycle. It's like
Yeah, okay.
things die and then they're born again.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. But life cycle we're talking about is that when you're first born as a baby, somebody has to feed you, right?
Yeah.
Change your diaper and help you get dressed and all that kind of stuff, right? Okay, so the cycle of life is that when you get to this stage in a nursing home, when you have to be in a nursing home, guess what? Somebody has to feed you, bathe you, dress you, just like a baby. Think about that now. As an adult, that's not a very comforting or very dignified situation. Because you're an adult and somebody has to help you do all these things again. So for me, that's not a very pleasant sight to be, to have somebody taking care of you like a baby, right? So I want to be as healthy as possible so to avoid or minimize that situation. But anyway, so that's why I try to help people, you know, to try and attain that. If they want to live a long time, to try to be as independent and have that freedom as much as possible. Okay, so that's what I do, because again, and in order to do that, what I do is I always ask about, you know, their situation, because and the reason why is that everybody is different. Okay, everybody's body is different. That's why a lot of times when people say, well, I take this, I eat this, or I take this medication, or not medication, but I take this vitamin or supplements, but it doesn't work for me. So the first thing what somebody has to do when they're thinking about trying to do this transformation, they need to understand their own body. Because everybody's body is different. Okay? And so even though you might take the same vitamin, the same supplements, the same food, your body reacts to it and absorbs it and utilizes it differently. People don't understand that. And you're saying, why is my wife and my brother, or, you know, eat the same thing but different reaction, different thing? That's because everybody's body is different. Everybody's body metabolizes nutrients differently. So the first thing is to understand your body, what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Some fun facts about me. Other than, you know what, I learned to cook at the age of 9. I thought that was Asian culture. But also because I was the youngest, and so I was at home first. So I needed to start dinner first. And you know, during my time, there was no such thing as automatic rice cooker. We cooked the rice the old-fashioned way, you know, in a pot and with water, and you have to watch it, right? And then turn it on. So no such thing as automatic rice cookers. You have to get old. Anyway, I learned to cook at age 9. Anybody know who Clint Eastwood is?
Yes.
Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry and Bang, of course. When I was working in a restaurant, by the way, I used to be a sous chef. When he came to my restaurant, he came back into the kitchen, and he wanted to have his steak made a different way. So I made it for him. One thing was, other than how he wanted his steak done, the other unusual thing he wanted was cherry peppers. I don't know, that's him. So anyway, I made that dish for him. And after that, we put it on the menu, steak a la Eastwood. Just because of that. Anyway, I was also, I'm a character in a book, if you want to, it's called Adventure of the Four Characters. I an avid or voracious reader. I read a lot of books. And I used to be, well, I still am, part of an ARC team. ARC means Advanced Reader Copy, which means that I would read books for other authors, and I would check and proofread the books for them. Check out any spelling errors, any plot inconsistencies, grammar structures, and stuff like that. So, and in return, one author said that, because I helped him a lot, he said, I'll put you in my next book, a character in my next book. So I'm a book character in one of his books. And I use my real name too. So in this book, I'm an ocean liner captain. Captain Gochi. You read the book, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so. And I help Sherlock Holmes solve a mystery. Okay, and this one, I entered a contest, and the contest was to name the song within the first 3 notes. So I could do that. Just hearing the first 3 notes, I could name the song. So but it was only songs from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I cruise a lot.
Cruise, yeah.
I travel a lot, but my mode of traveling is to go on cruises. So I've been to a lot of cruises, all over the place. I love dogs. And the 3 dogs that I had was a Samoyed, a Quezon, and a Japanese Spitz. This is a Samoyed, David Samoyed. So I'm more partial to dogs. Anyway, now it's not a question of life expectancy, how long you can live, okay? But because of technology, medicines, and therapies, a person can live a lot longer, okay? But it's how you live makes the difference, okay? Not only diet, okay? But it's what you eat, okay? And now, because a lot of articles now have been saying, keep reminding people about processed foods, right? Or ultra processed food, whatever you want to call it. Which means that a lot of that stuff that's not natural or not wholesome, okay, you should reduce or minimize. I went through a period when I wanted to do this. I did my own transformation. Okay, just to share with you. And what I did, which may seem like a lot for other people, but I made a decision that I wanted to transform myself more than what I did before, right? So for several years, what I did was I called it my conditioning phase. And what I did was I cut out almost everything. Which means, when I say everything, I cut out all pastries. No donuts, no cakes, no croissants, like nothing, okay? Nothing that was like something like that. No French fries, okay? No ice cream. So you can imagine that. Cut out all these things, okay? And that was my conditioning phase because I wanted to get my body back into what it was supposed to be before. One of the things, I never ate cereal, even as a kid. I never ate Sugar Smacks or Frosted Flakes or any of that stuff, okay? Because it's high in sugar, processed. But I never ate that anyway. Basically because in my Chinese household, it was not a staple. Okay, so that was one fortunate thing. Okay? But then I cut out white rice. Okay? Because white rice is a simple sugar or a simple carbohydrate. Okay. The background on that is because, let me go back a little bit, okay? Because I was in nutrition, but also, sometimes in life, when something happens that kind of changes your life, or, sometimes it's an unexpected event, and in many people, we call that a life-changing event, okay? Mine occurred when I was 14. Okay. At the age of 14, my father had a stroke. Okay. And so he was disabled from the right side, right? Most strokes we don't want to happen to one side paralyzed. So I had to take care of him. Now imagine that I was 14 years old, right? Entering my teenage years, okay? What now my duties and responsibilities was that I had to rush home from school, prepare his meals, and just like take care of him, right? I resented that. I resented that because at 14, I had to not participate in high school activities, be with my friends, do stuff teenagers do, because I had to rush home and do this. Okay? So that affected me because I resented that. I resented because I had to do this instead of doing this. So that helped me realize that about chronic illnesses or diseases, and that's why I went into nutrition, and I majored in nutritional sciences and dietary. Okay, and then I also, because I had 2 nieces die from diabetes, okay, type 1 diabetes. Okay, so diabetes became my main target to try and fight. Okay, my second brother died from type 2 diabetes complications, so that really affected me too. Okay, so I joined. I was an advocacy for diabetes prevention or diabetes management. Okay, so that's another cause that I'm interested in. And because of that, I was really obsessive about not being, about getting to be diabetic anyway. So that's why I cut out rice, I cut out white bread, I cut out a lot of things, simple sugars and stuff like that, because I was really obsessed about it, because I had this background of that, okay, more than other people. But anyway, that's why I really try to advocate or try to bring attention to people about being more concerned about their health. Because a lot of people don't think about their health. When we talk about retirement or getting older, right? People plan for retirement, but they don't plan for old age, right? Because what happens if you don't plan for old age? The natural things about old age is that you lose muscle tone, you lose muscle mass, bone density, all these things, if you don't keep it up. The fallacy or the myth that keeps perpetuating about retirement is that you quit your job and then you do nothing, which is wrong. You need to keep active. Because there's a saying, right? You lose it if you don't use it, right? So a lot of things that old seniors do is that they lose the ability to even get up from a chair, right? They struggle. That's because they lose muscle mass, muscle strength. So the most important thing is when you get older is not to stop doing what you were doing when you were younger, but to keep on doing. And it doesn't mean you have to be a gym rat or a fitness fanatic. It just means that just keep moving, doing something, so that you don't lose your muscle dexterity or your strength. I'm always somebody who can't keep still anyway, so I'm always moving around. Okay, but I make it a practice, and we call that in our industry we call that being mindfulness. Okay, mindfulness helps because what that means is that you need to be thinking of what you're doing all the time. Maybe not all the time, but most of the time, okay? And what I mean by that is that when you see people, for example, at McDonald's, they're at McDonald's, they just start stuffing themselves. They don't think about what they're doing. It's a habit. Most people have bad habits. Stuff like that, okay? Whether it's eating a donut or stuff like that, they naturally go doing stuff like that. So, if you think about what you're doing, if you're thinking about what you're doing to your body, then maybe you can make adjustment to start slowly to start getting a better habit. Okay. Okay. Healthy aging is about being in good physical, mental, and social health as you grow older. What we mean by that is that even though when I told you that in my conditioner phase I cut out everything, right? But now I'm in my maintenance phase, meaning that I do enjoy an ice cream or a cake. Well, I do eat cake during birthday celebrations because my family and friends, because I don't want to insult them or but I do scrape off the frosting and icing. I just eat the cake part. I eat ice cream once a year or maybe twice a year on cruises. That's when I indulge. But other than that, I never eat ice cream. I never eat French fries or anything like that stuff. Only during cruises when I go on vacation. But anyway, that's what I mean about, once you do that, and LifeWave is a product that kind of helps, okay? Because if you think about, if you understand what LifeWave does, okay. Anyway, if you understand what LifeWave is, okay? LifeWave is not, ingesting, putting anything into your body, but it's helping your body to do what it's supposed to be doing, right? And I like to think that, okay, if you remember or if you think about what they did in the old days, in the old days they never had medicines, right? Mm-hmm. Right? They never had pharmacies, right? Oh, by the way, I never had headaches. I haven't had a cold in 40, 50 years. I don't get colds. Anyway, in the old days, they never had pharmacies, they never had real doctors. Okay? So, but they still had infections, and they still had cuts and bruises and all that kind of stuff. So how did they get better? The body is a wonderful machine, a wonderful system because it heals itself, right? Because in the old days, that's what a person's body did. It healed itself. LifeWave does the same thing now. It helps the body heal itself. Okay? But it works differently for other people and everybody because, again, if you abuse your body with all the junk stuff that you're eating or doing, it will take the body a long time to let the LifeWave patch work. So that's why we have different results or different intervals when something works and something doesn't work. For some people it works very quickly, and for some people it takes time. But also takes depending on what it's trying to help, right? Like the other day I cut my finger, and after I stopped the bleeding, I put a patch, I used patch, and it healed in one day. Or cut healed in one day, so that's my experience. Anyway, having a healthy lifestyle does help in helping you live longer. Okay? But again, it's up to you. If people come for my advice, I don't tell them what they should do. I let them it's their decision, it's their choice. I try to help them along and give them some suggestions based on their lifestyle. I don't force anybody to do something they don't want to do. It's still, again, the decision is yours, whether you want to do this or not. I'm just helping you to follow that path. So, I'm sure even in Hong Kong, you see a lot of people walking around, not well. Whether it's a cane, a walker, or a wheelchair. And how did they get that way? Sometimes it could be a chronic illness or disease, but then they make it worse by their inaction of not keeping up with their physical strength. Because what I see in Hong Kong a lot is, a lot of pot bellies, right? overweight. Overweight contributes to, it doesn't help your knees or your ankles with an extra weight. That's one problem. So even by reducing weight, that will help. Because your bones start deteriorating as you get older, okay? And you're not helping by having extra weight. The other thing about when you get older is that your metabolism, how your body processes nutrients, slows down. So you shouldn't be eating that much anyway. Your body's not as when you're young, when you're expending energy, working up the calories. As you get older, everything slows down. So you need to cut back on your meals. I only eat 2 meals a day. I don't eat lunch. And one of the reasons why is that I've always thought about why, when people say, oh, it's lunchtime, I have to eat lunch. What do you mean, you have to eat lunch? But people get into the habit, that's another habit, right? Oh, just because it's, whether it's 11, 12, or 1 o'clock, they say it's in their mind, they say, oh, it's lunchtime. If you're not hungry, why do you have to eat? I don't eat unless I'm hungry. Because if you put in more calories or more than you're using it up, of course you're going to get fat or put on weight. Winston don't have that problem.
I eat a lot. I don't know why.
Your metabolism, though, it's your metabolism. Again, everybody's body's different. He's lucky. His metabolism works for him. Genes.
He eats more than me.
Yeah, but he's young. He works it off. But again, it's the same principle. Everybody's body's different. But then, as you get older, you see people, whether it's a young child or not, they're putting in a lot when they don't have to. Oh, anyway, I get off track sometimes. Anyway, 3 principles, okay, in healthy aging and lifestyle is that when I say proper nutrition, it means the good stuff, wholesome foods. Again, none of the junk foods, ultra processed foods, no McDonald's or KFC, stuff like that. Oreo cookies. Anyway, clean lifestyle. No drugs. Okay. Convenience foods. Ooh, really, that's easy, right? Because everybody nowadays, because everybody is busy. And convenience food is really easy, McMuffin or fast food. It's really easy because everybody is busy, everybody's on the go. But that's not good, of course. The standard advice has always been a variety of fresh fruits and vegetables, of course. But then, but the main thing is less sugar. Okay. In Hong Kong, what I really have a problem with is all these tea shops, bubble teas. Okay. The average person, the average man, only needs 25 grams of sugar. With women, 36, I think, if I remember. The average bubble tea has 50 grams of sugar. That's way more than what you need. Excess sugar leads to a lot of bad consequences. Diabetes, high blood pressure, a lot of stuff. If there's one thing you should cut back on is sugar. Okay. And also moving around. Like I said, you don't have to go to the gym, but do at least some form of exercise that you get. Walking is good. Walking is basic. I tend to walk a lot whenever possible. I don't try not to take the elevator unless it's a lot tall. But doing some kind of activity, and it doesn't have to be hours. I mean, I do 30 minutes a day. That's enough. Of course, a clean lifestyle means no smoking, drugs, or stuff like that. what was the statistic they said about when you smoke or vape? It's like you're introducing 3,000 chemicals into your body. That's a lot. And none of them is good. But I know, for a lot of people, it's difficult to quit. But again, it's your choice, right? It's that person's choice. Anyway, again, PPT. Anyway, everyone has a different view of what quality of life is. For me, I want to have freedom. Freedom to be not having somebody help me around. That's my freedom. To be independent, to do things on my own, to go to the bathroom by myself, to feed myself, put on clothes myself. Not be a burden to anybody, because like I said, I worked in a nursing home and I know what it's like to have somebody do that for you. It's not a comfortable feeling. No dignity in that. Okay. But I have a sense of purpose. I do have, every day I have something, I keep busy. I have something, I have a sense of purpose to do something. I plan travels a lot, that's one purpose. But it's help, like I said, I try to find ways how I can help people that want to be helped. Like Patrick said, life is a gift. Enjoy it as much as you possibly can. I now have a grandchild, 4 years old, will be on 5. So I would like to be, anyway, you know what my job is now as a grandfather? Because I'm an American, or to teach him English later on. So that's my job. So at least I want to be able to do that for him when he gets a little older. He's pretty good now. What he's learned is that when he talks to his parents or his grandmother, he speaks Chinese. But now he knows when he talks to me, he has to speak English. So he learned English, in his kindergarten or pre-kindergarten or whatever. That's another thing about Hong Kong. But they go to school so early. In the U.S., right, it's 6 years old. Here, they go to school at 2 years old already. That's crazy. But anyway, so he knows that he can only speak to me in English. Anyway, that's my job. So hopefully, well, I want to be, when he's a little older, then I can teach him more stuff. Sometimes, yeah, more stuff. Anyway, but you need to start, for some people, you need to start, not when you're 70. A couple times when I talk to people, especially my friends are the worst ones. Because when I talk to my friends, they say, not now. What do you mean, not now? When? Yeah, that's something about people. When you try to give them good advice or something, they say later, not now. When you're what? When you're anyway. You need to start thinking about it, at least, or doing something before you get to the stage where you can't do it, or it's getting harder to do it when you're older. And like I said, it doesn't take much to move around and to keep functioning, to keep things going. It doesn't take that much. But your mind, you need to tell you to do it. So, and also having a sense of purpose means a reason to get up in the morning to do something. That's why I really disagree about how they used to depict or to show what retirement is. Okay, you show retirement, right? Somebody in a rocking chair, just taking it easy. No, the wrong concept. They need to change that. And also the stereotyping of old people. What old people, they always, when you see images of stereotype people, it's always some white hair and walking around. That's the wrong image. Because when you retire, it doesn't mean you stop living, right? You don't stop doing things. You have to keep on doing things. So people need to change their mentalities. And just because you're old doesn't mean you're old. I never think, when somebody asks how old I am, I never say years old. I would say 74, but I would not say 74 years old because I don't think I'm 74 years old. I don't act like I'm 74 anyway. I still do crazy stuff. I mean, when I like to do, when we go on, like I said, when we go to activities and stuff like that, you know, I've been doing stuff. I mean, I do whitewater rafting, paragliding, parachuting, you know, stuff like that. Because I never think about I cannot do something because I'm this X years old. I never think about, I never let my age stop me from doing something that I want to do. And I don't think anybody should stop themselves just because they think, I'm too old for this. No, it's not. It's whether you can want to do it or not. Yeah? Age is just a number, right? So, again, it's your frame of mind, it's your mindset, it's your attitude. Age with attitude. Don't age gracefully. We gotta get rid of rocking chairs, right? Because there's a lot more people, elderly people that are very physically fit. There's a guy named Morgan. He's an Irishman, and he's 93 years old, and he's a 4-time indoor rowing champion, 93 years old. He started when he was 80-something. There's a doctor, neurosurgeon, Joseph Maroney. He's a triathlete. He's 80-something years old. He started when he was 76. I mean, it's never too late. So if you look up Richard Morgan, he's a 4-time indoor rowing champion. And his VO max rate is like a 30-year-old. Very fit. You don't have, you know, I don't go to a gym because I'm not interested in building muscles or anything like that. But when I compare metrics is standards, right? If you're not familiar. When I do metrics comparing my physical abilities, my metrics is comparable to a 30 or 40-year-old. Whether it's push-ups, pull-ups, you know, stuff like that. When I first started to condition myself, I got crazy because the first thing I started to do is, you know, using a kettlebell. You know what a kettlebell is, right? So kettlebell swings. And I was doing 100 kettlebell swings, which was crazy too much. I only do like 30 or 50 now. But anyway, I started doing all kinds of stuff because I wasn't thinking about my age. I was thinking whether I could do it or not. So I pushed myself to do all these things. And then once I started to do it, then it got easier. And then, like I said, I conditioned myself, so now it's just maintenance. So I just do a little at a time, which is enough, because that's all you need to do. Once you condition yourself, you just do maintenance, you keep it up, and it's okay. So, again, muscle mass is important. Strengthen your legs so you can walk better, get up from chairs and so forth, whatever, easier. Another thing about diet is that I don't eat meat anymore, or try not to anyway. mostly chicken and fish. Okay. A lot of advice has been nowadays we eat more plant-based foods, right? So, because there are some good merits for doing that. How many of you try to do that? Have been eating more plant-based items? Okay. Let me ask you to do a simple exercise then, because I want you to list what you ate this week that are plant-based, which would be fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts. As I mentioned, I don't eat lunch because I'm not hungry. But what I do, you eat a pen? Susanna. I do snack, but I snack on like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, black beans, cashew, peanuts, walnuts. That's what I eat for lunch. Apples, bananas. Patrick, you have to think.
Yeah. No, I've been eating a lot of fruits these past couple of weeks.
Good.
So, starting on the show. Oh, bananas. Almond milk.
That's plant-based. Almonds, nuts.
Yeah.
That's good, almond milk.
Yeah. I heard it's a little bit better than cow's milk.
Oh, it is much better.
Okay.
Oat milk and soy milk is also good.
Mm. Oh.
do you do?
Huh?
What do you do in Hong Kong?
I work as a teacher.
Oh, what do you teach?
I teach English and drama, mainly English,
Where?
at a kindergarten.
Oh.
And you read about the kids that they have to wake up early because I have to be there at 8 o'clock and the kids start coming at 8:40.
Which company?
I work for kindergarten for Polar and Co. Polar and Co. It's like a charitable organization in Hong Kong. So they sponsor a lot of kindergartens.
How long have you been with Poland Go?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I
just
knew that.
I just started 2024 last year.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, I was in primary school, then I switched to kindergarten.
Ah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I started working back in schools right after the pandemic.
In which area?
Tuen Mun.
Oh,
Tuen
Tuen
Mun.
Tuen Mun.
Tuen Mun, yeah.
I live in Tuen Mun.
Whereabouts in Tuen Mun?
Where was in Tuen Mun?
Gold Coast?
No, not. Where in Tuen Mun?
Nearby Gold Coast.
Down.
Yeah.
You're down at Castle Peak Road?
Castle Beach, yeah, Castle Peak.
Okay.
Hanford Garden.
Hanford Garden. Is it near the hotel?
Not really.
Not really. But So Gunfat. Oh, that, okay. Wow, so you guys are out by the sea. It's nice.
Yeah, but near Castle Peak Bay, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, nice area.
She works for Jolly Kingdom.
Jolly Kingdom? Oh, okay, yeah, I know
You
Jolly
know
Kingdom.
that?
Yeah, Jolly Kingdom. I substituted for Jolly Kingdom. It's a language center. It's a 補習社 language center, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phonics.
Phonics, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a branch. They have a franchise. Yeah, they have it all over.
Data center.
Yeah, language centers. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll talk later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
我成日都需要代課嘅，其實。
代課
我哋需要代課嘅。
Yeah.
咁係啊，好多時都需要。
Change local curriculum. Yeah.
咁多教書嘅。
Yeah. How about you yourself?
I'm nutritionist.
Nutritionist?
That's one culture.
Retired.
That's why I don't know what's it called in
That's
English.
good.
So I wrote Chinese. Never retired.
Never retired.
Never
Yeah.
truly retired.
Yeah. Always good to be active.
Natto is good.
Yeah, forgot.
Natto is good.
We ate a lot of
No, in
vegetables.
Hong Kong,
Yeah.
少咗啲菜同埋啲健康
Oh,
嘢
you're。 Sandra.
Yes.
You're not a nutritionist.
翻落嚟香港乜都食啊我。
你翻嚟香港幾耐？
6個星期。
And you only have 12?
以前係，但係而家每年翻嚟一次。
Almost.
Not
Oh,
good.
less.
Not good.
Not good enough.
You've been eating a lot of.
No，會變到即係翻到嚟乜都食啊嘛，
Yeah.
所以少咗呢啲健康嗰啲
No,
That's
We-
okay because you're on
係
holiday.
啦。
we were visiting Shenzhen a few days ago, but we
Yeah.
had
Did you go to Banao?
邊度嚟㗎? Where's that?
Told me to go to Banao. Oh,
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
點心
The dim sum place is really good. But we had a lot of bok choy,
Yeah.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
I forgot to write peppers. That's what I was thinking. I forgot to write peppers.
Chili pepper
Chili
That's
peppers.
okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot mushroom also.
我哋有食湖南菜咧，湖南菜有好多
Yeah.
cauliflower
Oh yeah, the broccoli. Yeah.
cauliflower
Oh yeah, I forgot broccoli.
Oh, me too. Me too. I forgot to write it too.
唔記得寫我都。
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, actually, good.
May add, can I add? Thank you, thank you.
Mine is in red. Thank you.
咁巧有人去變咗要識呢啲嘢。
Yeah. That guy was too busy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was only recent, wasn't he?
Yeah.
飯樓
Thank you, bro.
飯樓專係手做點心，喺廣州落嚟開咗好多分店喺深圳。 咁嗰日想嗌叉燒包，冇得嗌，因為買晒，因為佢係即刻整嘅。
Watercress is good. Watercress is one of the most nutrient dense vegetable.
Yeah, yeah. My mom, she's in Hong Kong. She makes it in a soup.
Is that good in soup? Is that good in soup? Watercress soup.
Yeah,
Say
no,
your
but
choice.
no, but,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I didn't have it this month, but when I'm in England, I make the Chinese soup, the watercress, with the pork.
Yeah.
the point is, if you're talking about, if you want to categorize the most nutrient dense vegetable, it would be spinach and watercress.
Even boiled in the soup, you drink it.
Doesn't matter. It's the vegetable itself. Okay.
Yeah, spinach is good.
Yeah, spinach is number one in
I
watercress.
love watercress soup.
Yeah.
In Hawaii, we had watercress farms because you can only grow watercress in water.
Yeah.
So that's why they call it watercress.
But I just love the flavour.
Oh no, I mean it's one of those dishes where if you raw or cooked, it's fine.
I heard kale's pretty good too.
Kale, yeah, kale too.
Kale, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
kale. But spinach, watercress, kale. Yeah.
What about avocado?
Oh no, avocado is a fruit.
Yes.
So, but no, yeah, avocado is good for many heart health, omega-3, so that's really good. If you can, well, in Hong Kong, I don't find the prices too bad, but if you can, try to have an avocado every day.
one day.
Yeah.
I think it's slightly more expensive here than in the UK avocado.
Oh yeah, well, like I said, generally, the average.
How about durian? I've been having a lot of durian since I've been back in Hong Kong.
Okay.
Is that good for my heart?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest to say that I don't like durian. Okay.
Yeah, but is it good for you?
No, that's what I said. I can't answer that because
You're biased.
I'm biased because I hate durian. Okay? I hate durian because of the smell.
Lovely. It smells
It
lovely.
tastes great, but I can't get past the smell.
Some people love it, some people hate it.
Yeah,
There's no in
that's what
between.
I'm saying. So I wouldn't even look up the nutritional value.
I know it's good.
No, like I said, I agree on the taste. If I hold my nose, I can eat it. Like I do not like the smell.
Who likes durian here? So you're doing yourself good, guys.
As I said, I don't like durian. I don't like the smell. I like the taste, but I don't like the smell. Okay.
I can eat half a durian.
Wow.
No,
Dude, it's this
very
big.
healthy, very
You're gonna
healthy.
eat half that?
Yeah, this size. Me and my sister just
Wow.
open one and then we eat. We cook half for dinner.
So now we know the secret of longevity.
I don't like the smell. That's about it. I just can't get past the smell.
It's like chow tofu smells. Thinking
No,
tofu is worse.
臭豆
It's
腐。
worse. It's worse than chou tofu.
Tofu is
唔係喎，臭豆
tofu
腐
is-
仲差。
I hate steamed tofu.
It's even worse than natto.
What's that?
She doesn't like natto.
Oh,
No,
so Japanese is my favorite.
Yeah, see.
Natto is my favorite.
Okay.
Japanese beef.
I see.
Yes, natto is my favorite.
好多絲㗎嘛。
Yes, you're right.
See?
That's awful. It's my
Right? No,
favorite.
I can stand natto, but I don't like durian.
But is that healthy? Is that healthy? Not healthy.
Yes,
Yes,
very
it's
healthy.
good for your gut health. It's very good. Gut health is the most important.
Also,
Gut health
things.
controls everything. Okay?
Yes.
If you don't have any problems here, you won't have any problems here or anywhere else. Okay?
Because I think natto is sometimes that I'm too lazy to cook anything. If I immediately.
No, fermented foods like kimchi or natto,
Yes.
like that, the kefir is very good for you.
Yeah, I will add kimchi to natto to mix it.
No, that's even better.
So
This is my favorite.
is腐乳 fermented 都係 fermented 係嘛腐乳
Yes.
So is that good for you?
Yes.
腐乳。Oh.
It's good for the
Chinese cheese.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
It's good.
我可以送飯。
It's good for the bacteria in your gut.
A lot of Chinese food, they have to mix it with white rice. But too much white rice is no good, but they like it fermented.
white rice,
Yeah.
Try to at least substitute white rice with
Like brown rice,
chicken
brown
rice.
rice.
Brown rice is better,
Yeah.
but again, because it's white rice is refined, right? They take all those.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I had a beetroot juice.
Oh, that's even
Wow.
better. Beetroot is good for circulation.
Yeah, I love that.
It has-
Beetroot is really good.
Yeah, I love beetroot.
I heard beetroots and pomegranate
Pomegranate, yeah, pomegranate is also good.
are very good, and it helps. Like for men, it helps prevent like prostate cancer and a lot of cancers.
Beetroot has because of the nitric acid, or nitric oxide.
Nitric acid.
Nitric oxide. So yeah. No, this is mostly to create to be more mindful of what you're eating, which is good. To be flaxseed, flaxseed is omega-3. Anybody takes chia seed? It's chia seed. Chia.
Chia seed.
Chia.
Oh yeah.
Chia seed is again, if it's good for digestion, it's good for it's a lot. It has more omega-3 than flaxseed. So again, Winston, your choice. You want this or this?
Wow.
What's this?
This is a light USB light.
Oh,
This is a water bottle.
I like it. Thank you.
Done hả?
Thank you. Wow.
Get it. I want to my jewelry.
This water bottle you can put. There's a compartment you can put
Wow.
your cards or something.
Huh?
Yeah, you can. Your choice.
I'll take the water bottle. No. Do you know what? Honestly, because I've seen a lot of people in Hong Kong. They drink water from a water bottle, and what they say is like, don't reuse the plastic from the bottle because it's no good. Because it's bad. You can get cancer from the plastic. Yeah. Yeah.
It depends the material.
Yeah.
Take it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
No, it's again.
Thank you.
You know, I don't make exercises for nothing. You need to, okay. So anyway, again, what I stress again, is to have people pay more attention to their health. Okay, especially if you're under 50, is to start, or even if you're over 50, to be more mindful and to be more concerned about what you're doing now in preparation as you get older, because everybody gets older whether they like it or not. Okay? We say that life has an expiration date, okay, but we don't know when that is. So the next thing is that how long you're going to live, right? And then the next thing is that how well you do that as you get older. What I like about LifeWave is that you're not putting anything into your body. Okay? Again, which is what I always am supportive of, always not to put any foreign substances into your body other than supplements. Okay? I do take supplements. The reason why I take supplements is because even though there's a lot of vitamins and nutrients in vegetables, there's never enough to eat, because most of when you read about the vitamins or the nutrients in vegetables, it's mostly in micrograms, MCG, we'll call it MCG. You have to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables to get the recommended daily allowances. So that's why I supplement, why I take supplements, because I can give you an example, okay? Have any of you heard about Resveratrol, the nutrient? Okay, Resveratrol, when they tell you that it's good to drink wine or red wine, or because they make it from grapes, and grapes have resveratrol. Okay, but what they don't tell you is that in order to get enough resveratrol, you need to drink 50 glasses. Or there's resveratrol in peanuts, okay? But you need to eat 50 pounds of peanuts. Who's gonna do that? Okay? So again, even the amount of servings, which is about a fistful, nobody eats that much. And also, you get tired of eating the same things all the time, right? And that's not what, as humans, we like to have variety. You're not gonna eat, well, to give you an example, citrulline is in watermelon, okay? Citrulline is a good nutrient. You're not gonna eat watermelons the whole week. And most of the citrulline is in the white part anyway, in the rind part. But anyway, the idea, or eat a lot of grapes. So the idea is that supplements is to help. What the word supplement means to add, right? It's an addition. So because I can never eat that much food anyway. I don't want to. So supplement helps to put in or to have the necessary nutrients that I need instead of eating copious amounts of fruits and vegetables. But actually, that's okay. Oh, okay. And again, walking or exercising, simple physical activity, some physical activity is good to keep your joints and everything moving. Okay? Because again, you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. So keep moving. Doing some form of activity. Walking is the simplest activity you can do. The key is not sitting. I don't sit a lot. For me, that's what. Every time somebody, in China, in Hong Kong, in China, they always tell you, 坐先. I don't do that. Everybody tells me that, 坐先. Why? It's a habit, right? 坐先.
They're respecting your elders.
Again, I'm not old. You know what I do? You know what I do a lot? I do this. I do this a lot. In Hong Kong you queue a lot, right? Whether it's
Hey, in Hong Kong it's a punishment for the children.
No, I do this a lot. But I don't when you're in a restaurant, okay? I just find I want to do this.
It's good for you.
Yeah. Well, it's good for the legs. Okay.
Yeah, for the muscle.
Or if I'm waiting for a subway or metro train, I just do this. You think this is easy or hard, right? But yeah, if you can do this I can do this for like 2 minutes, okay? But if you can do it for 30 seconds, good. I had a teacher who could do it without the wall. If you can imagine that, you can just without the wall.
He's been using a lot of the squat.
Well, he was a kung fu. He was a kung fu, right? But it's amazing. He could do a wall sit without the wall. That's really amazing. Anyway, yeah. So actually, when you get used to it, regular exercise does improve a lot of. It improves your brain activity too. It invigorates you. How many of you know what a vagus nerve is? V-A-G-U-S.
Vegas.
Vagus. V-A-G-U-S. A vagus nerve is a central nerve that runs throughout your body. Okay? It's a very important nerve. Okay? It affects a lot of your bodily functions. It controls. Okay? And one of the ways to stimulate the vagus nerves, you can like I say, it runs throughout your body. You can stimulate it by this part of the ear here. Okay. Another way, if you heard about cold plunges,
Yeah.
immersing your body in an ice bath of water. Okay. I don't do that because I think it's a waste of water. It's not practical. Okay. I take cold showers instead. I don't take hot showers or warm showers. I take cold showers because cold showers stimulates the vagus nerve. It's a better way to do it than ice cold baths. Ice plunges. The Wim Hof method is a guy named Wim Hof, and he's the one that advocated about taking ice bath. He can do it a lot. I think, like I said, I think it's a waste of resources to do that. So I just take cold showers. Yes,
So can I add something? I've always heard that in Chinese medicine, Zhongyi, they say that like drinking warm or hot water, even when it's hot in the summertime, is better. Whereas Westerners, they like to drink cold everything. So I want to know like which one is which? Which one is
okay?
better?
One is preference.
Okay.
Because in Western, because we're Westerners, right?
Yeah.
It's a habit, right? And also, it's in our mind, it's refreshing.
Yeah.
Okay, but warm water is better. Not hot water, but warm water.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you should always drink water as soon as you get up. Why? Because you're sleeping, right? Whether it's 6, 7, 8 hours, you're dehydrating yourself. Okay. So the first thing you should do is drink some water, a glass of water, when you get up to hydrate yourself. Because hydrating, like in Lifeway, it helps cellular function. The next best thing is lemon water, warmer lemon water.
Yeah.
You take lemon slices, right?
I heard it. Yeah.
So try drinking warm lemon water in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good for losing weight. I heard.
That too.
I need to eat a lot of it. I know.
No, trust me, it's fine. No, but again, lemon has vitamin C, because that helps. But it helps, again, it helps with digestion. And a warm well, like I said, you're hydrating yourself anyway. Because like I said, when you're sleeping, you're not drinking, right? So you need to hydrate as soon as you get up. And again, just as when you're patching, you need to hydrate because again, it helps with your cellular function. Anyway, yeah, exercise is really good because again, anything that helps your blood circulate or pump is good. Okay. Several years ago, I used to take some medication. I no longer take medication. And my doctors wonder why. Because all my blood reports come back that he's kind of surprised. He prescribes the medication, but I don't take it. And my blood reports come back all positive anyway, so he doesn't suspect a thing. I don't tell him that I don't take the medication. Because I don't need to. Because all my lab reports come out positive or good. So, and I find that exercising and of course not eating junk food helps. That I really don't need it. And like I said, I don't take aspirin. I never Tylenol because I never had a headache. I never experienced a headache. And I haven't had a cold like since I was a teenager. No COVID, nothing.
Did you have any COVID shots?
Well, I had to because in Hong Kong, you can't go into a restaurant or a shopping mall without a COVID shot.
I refuse it.
Well, I would have, but I can't. In Tuen Mun, you couldn't enter any place without
So I stay home.
Okay, well, see. We couldn't stay home, so.
You never had COVID, right?
No.
Good.
Well, like I said, we had to take the COVID shot. If we wanted to go anywhere, we had to show that we took the shot, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, if I had my preference, I wouldn't take it because I feel we don't need it. Well, the other reason is that before.
That's why I didn't come back for 5 years.
That's another good reason. But anyway, but again, there's arguments, right? Like I said, now they're finding out. Well, not now, but before you had some people have some severe reactions, right? And a multitude of people have died from a COVID shot. So again, to me, it's again everybody's body reacts differently to different things. So you can never say something is safe, not 100% safe. Because even a lot of medications are being recalled by pharmacies because whether it's a heart medication or high blood pressure medication, or any kind of medication, now they're finding out there's substances or chemicals that are affecting people. So nothing is safe anymore. And you talk about forever chemicals, everybody heard of forever chemicals? The microplastics, everybody is tainted with it in some form or another. So you can't escape it now. So you got to do as much as possible to minimize the risk. But what we're doing now, again, is it prevention mode or minimizing risk so that something doesn't develop later on. And that's the thing about what we do now. Will along the road it might happen, right? So you need to minimize that because you don't know what's going to happen. So everything builds up in your body. That's why even people who smoke, you have some people. They're not affected, possibly because of gene mutation, something in your system, but other people are affected right away. I had an aunt that died recently from, was suspected with oral cancer. She never smoked. Her husband did. So we can attribute that to secondhand smoke. She developed cancer from secondhand smoke. That was the suspected cause. She never smoked, but her husband did, incessantly. So again, things affect people differently. So again, you never know what's going to happen. So again, you need to try to protect yourself in case something happens later on, because you never know what's going to happen later on. And it's too late to say, oh, I should have, or could have, would have. Regrets are not
Meaningless.
Yeah, it is meaningless. It's too late already, right? I had a very close friend pass away a few months ago. Okay, he was a fellow teacher because we both taught aviation. And he was a smoker. He was diabetic. And it didn't make sense, even though we were close friends, my advice to him was meaningless, right? Because we're friends here, and he disregarded my advice. He was obese. Okay? And I tried to advise him about his eating habits because he just kept on eating. And he said, I'm taking, and he's diabetic, right? So he said, he's taking like 30 pills, diabetic pills and whatever. He says, well, his reasoning was that because he's taking all this medication. But people don't realize that medications, they don't work continuously. They will lose their effect. So that's why many times, the doctor has to re-prescribe something stronger because the medicine has lost, because your body gets used to it and it doesn't work anymore. Okay? And so like I said, he was a smoker, he was obese, he was diabetic. And he developed cancer. He told me I should have. I wish I had. Too late, right? And it progressed, and then he had to take chemotherapy, and he got tired of it. So he told the doctor, just let me go, because he couldn't take it anymore. His choice. Because he had a chance to stop, but he didn't, because that was his choice. He regretted it, it was too late. So it shouldn't come to that, okay? But again, people are people, okay? People are people. He left 4 grandchildren. But, again, you can hear many stories like that. But again, the decision is up to you what you want to do now. you get older, your nutritional needs gets more complicated. Okay? It's why it's more important to be more mindful, pay more attention to what you eat, because your body is different now. Your metabolism slows down. Your requirements are a lot different than when you were 30 or 20 or 30 years old. The rule is that, you know, the amount of calories you take is a lot less than what before, because you're a lot more active before. Okay, so you need to adjust to what your requirements are now, depending on what your age group or what your activities are. People don't realize that. They need to make adjustments to the intake, because whatever you intake is going to result in your body. But the most important thing is that, again, when you lose muscle mass, then your bones become weaker because your muscles support your bones. Okay? People don't make that connection. Your muscles are attached to your bones for some reason. It holds it up. It makes it work. So if it doesn't work anymore, that's what happens when you need help getting up from a chair or getting up from somewhere or needing a cane to walk. How many of you notice people when they walk like this? They have this, we call that a Trendelenburg gait. It's because they're weak in this area. Okay? So they can't walk properly because they have to walk tiltingly. Why? Because they lose muscle mass or muscle dexterity here. It's very weak. There's a condition called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is when you start as you get older, you lose muscle mass and density and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so again, you need to keep up on things to prevent that loss. Another one is when you see people with a hunchback or like that, that can be a condition called kyphosis. Again, it could be, without knowing the specific reason, it could be dietary, what they eat, but also, you know, from a bone deficiency or because of lack of exercise. But you see a lot of people like that. That's because the older generation didn't realize and didn't know about exercising. The only exercise they had was work. But after work, they did nothing else. Again, so the mindset is changing, which needs to be changing. So the next generation, your generation, needs to know that we need to keep moving. That's important. If you want to be in that state, then start thinking about it. Start thinking about what you're doing now, because it will affect you later on. Again, yeah, we need to eat less. Seniors need to eat less, because you don't need it. You really don't need it if you're not, you know, running around. Don't eat more than you need to.
They say you shouldn't eat until you're really full.
Right, that's right. That's called the 80% rule. Don't eat. Don't eat. Oh, you know, in Hawaii, right? I'm from Hawaii. We have a saying in Hawaiians. There are a lot of Hawaiians are because Hawaiians or local people, they don't eat when they're full. They don't stop eating when they're full. We stop eating when they're tired.
Tired of eating.
Tired of eating.
So they stop eating until they're starting to faint.
They can't lift. They can't eat anymore. Not when they're full and they're tired. They're too tired to eat anymore. Anyway, plant-based diet is very advisable because, again, red meat or, the one thing about meat is that, okay, there's a difference between pork and beef. Okay. Pork, you can cut out the fat. Okay? In beef, you have marbling. It's called marbling, right? The fat is throughout the meat, so you can't really cut out the fat part. So that's why beef is not really good for you. Because, again, the fat affects your heart. Pork is okay, but still, it's still considered to be. But at least pork you can cut fat. Okay, but anyway, this is all the reasons anyway for eating a plant-based diet. Seafood is okay. Seafood has a lot more nutrition, and in my opinion too, I think seafood is more sustainable. Not counting the fact about all the mercury and the other stuff now that affecting the seafood. But if you think about it, seafood can generate a lot of more seafood, right? Rather than a cow or a pig, or you know, it can so many. It takes more expense to raise a cow and pig. But look how many tons of fish and shrimp. Okay.
Is that why the Japanese, the Okinawans, they have a pretty long lifespan. They eat a lot of seafood.
The other reason is that, but now, okay, before they did that, they said that, okay, because their lifestyle, it has to do with lifestyle too, okay? They ate less meat, more seafood, and they had a more active lifestyle. But they have more fast food now, more McDonald's and more KFC.
Yeah.
So it's a shame that now it's changing a bit, because now you find that the younger generation of Okinawans are getting to be not healthy because of fast food. There didn't used to be a lot of McDonald's and KFCs and stuff like that, but now there are. That's the bad part about a lot of fast food chains. They're everywhere. Again, but it's a hard lesson. We have a saying in nutrition. If something tastes good, it's bad for you. If something tastes bad, it's good for you.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So,
Durian.
I said the smell.
Smells bad.
Yeah.
Don't get worried.
But if you think about it, right? If something tastes good, it's, it's bad for you, right? Processed food.
How about bitter melon?
I like it. No,
Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, foie gras.
Foie no, but see, that doesn't have a smell.
Tastes bad. Some people.
Well, it depends how you prepare it.
I juice it.
Huh? You
Juice.
juice it. Okay.
Juicy.
Apple juice.
Well, I like bitter melon. I like foie.
Bitter melons.
It's good. That's good for you too.
Yes.
I don't find anything. I'm not biased about bitter melon. Okay, anyway, yeah, so, again, it's mindset. If you think your health is important, then you make it a high priority to make adjustments. I'm not asking you to make wholesale changes, because it's a lot to do. If you can make small adjustments along the way, every bit helps, okay? But the most important thing, like I said, when you talk about chronic diseases and illnesses, like I said, I've never had a cold. I haven't had a cold for a long time. I've never broken any bones. Never had to, stuff like that. I can't think of anything made. No sprains. Even when I was young, in Hawaii, we used to climb trees a lot. That was our activity. We didn't have too many playground or equipment like we have now. I mean, we had to find our own forms of entertainment. It was a lot safer too back in those days when I was a kid. We used to play football in the streets and stuff like that. But like I said, so heart disease, hypertension. Again, how you eat healthy has a lot to do with the basic. These are the three basic things that a lot of people develop: heart disease or cardiovascular issues. diabetes. You know, it's on the rise again. Diabetes is on the rise again, and that's because again, sugar. And this always is like a pair. It comes together. It's a partnership. When you get diabetes, you also develop hypertension too, high blood pressure. So again, it's many people don't think about these things until you go to the doctor and say, and gives you the bad news. But then you have to make some changes. You're forced to make some changes, and you don't want to come to that stage where you get bad news from your doctor saying, no, that's what you have to do now. Where you could have done that by yourself to prevent or to minimize that risk. Again, saturated fats mean, what I just talked about, stuff that is not good for you. Fiber is important because, again, I mentioned about gut health. You eat a lot of things because fiber is good for this part, gut health. And here, if you take care of this part, it will take care of everything else. For me, I stress that a lot. That's why I eat a lot of nuts. I eat a lot of peanuts, walnuts, cashews, black beans, fava beans. Because that's not only high in nutrients, but also the fiber content. And it helps to reduce your blood pressure. Most importantly, it reduces the blood pressure, and also it improves your blood sugar. Again, because if you become insulin resistant, because in your pancreas, then that's when you start developing diabetes. Fiber, that's why fruits and vegetables contain a lot of fibers, which is good. Okay. These are the three things, right? If you can minimize, if you're addicted, then maybe you should start cutting back. I don't do McDonald's anymore. KFC used to be good. I'll say that. It used to be good. But ever since when the Colonel died, and it changed. I don't know if they still use 11 herbs and spices, because that was what they used to say about KFC. When the Colonel was alive, he said, the reason why KFC was so good because it had 11 herbs and spices. But I think they changed it. I found that after the Colonel sold it and then he died, the corporate people changed it because number one is the reason why companies change things is because they want more profit. That's the reason why a lot of processed foods, right? The reason why it tastes good and why it's not good for you is because a lot of unnatural stuff, because it's cheaper. Chemicals are cheaper, and it can make it taste good because of the flavoring, the artificial flavoring, because it costs less, and it makes the product cost less, and it makes the profit high. But people don't care about that. They only care about taste. I don't know about you, but I find I said my degrees are in nutritional science and dietary, but I also have a master's degree in marketing, which is a specific niche in marketing is consumer behavior. Okay. In consumer behavior, what I learned more is to watch how people make decisions. I don't know if you guys know the 5 principles of purchasing. There's what we call 5 principles. But we call it the 5 Ps. Product, place, price, and placement. Okay? And we learned in marketing that there's a difference between how women shop and how men shop. Does everybody know the difference? How does genders shop for things? Does anybody know?
And men take a lot less time.
Why?
Like for me, I just want to buy it. I don't want to stay too long and just get out.
Yeah, that's okay. When women shop, they go to many stores before they make a decision what they want to buy. Men, they just go, they know what they want and they just go and get it. That's why women is shopping. It's called shopping. So anyway, in order to make a purchasing decision, you need to know what the price is, what the product does, where to get it, all these things. You have all these considerations before you buy it. Okay? So, but one thing I learned in watching how people, that many people don't read labels. They buy, nowadays people buy what brand it is. They go brand shopping. They buy something because of the name or what they think is good or better instead of what it really is. Right? You buy because of the brand name, whether it's clothing, shoes, right? You're influenced by the marketing, whether it's Nike or Adidas or Vita Green. Nobody reads labels anymore. Because if you read the label, you can't understand what the ingredients are. Because all of it is like, chemicals and flavors and stuff like that. But so if people were to read labels more carefully, they might be better consumers. I don't know. So again, you have a choice of bad habits or good habits. Again, it's up to you. Whether you want to be on this side, do these things or not. Get enough sleep. I didn't used to sleep too well before I started patching. But after patching, I slept better. I slept longer. That's one of the benefits that I found anyway. This is another one where how many people keep glued to their phones? Yeah, many to me. Walking around, stuff like that. Look, this part may not be true because coffee is actually good for you. In moderation. If you don't drink a lot. And if you don't put a lot of sugar, then coffee is actually healthy. Okay, healthy lifestyle choices. Again, making adjustments. If you're not doing a lot of these things, and again, is making adjustments so that you can not live longer but live healthier. And I believe that a person can change their life for the better because, like Patrick said, it's a gift. Nobody decided to be born, right? That was the decision of your parents, okay? But now that you were born, then it's up to you to live life to its fullest. You should appreciate life, your life. There is a saying, love your life. Because it is valuable. It's valuable to your friends and family. And it's up to you to live as long as, because who's going to grieve for you, right? If you're gone, then who's going to grieve to you is your loved ones. So do the best you can. And think about the people that you leave behind. And again, what it means, again, to me, it means being free, have freedom to continue to be independent and not be dependent on others, not be a burden. Because what's the one thing I learned about working in a nursing home is not to be dependent on others. Anyway, that's all I have to say. One thing about LifeWay. When people talk about the word hope, they always say, "Oh, I hope this happens," or "I hope I get a good job," or "I hope I hit the jackpot," or something like that. But hope is a word. It's an expectation that something good will happen. Okay? But to me, LifeWay is not hope. It's the answer to hope, because it solves a problem that someone has, whether it's a pain issue or something else. That it's not hope, but it's the answer for that. Oh, I hope I get better, or I hope my pain goes away, or I hope I get cured. The LifeWay patch, in my opinion, is the answer to that expectation of something good to happen. It gives people back their lives. And from all the testimonials and all the case studies that I've seen or heard, it does give people back their lives. So that's what we have to offer in what we do with LifeWay. We're helping people to get back to normal and do the best they can. And so, if you do that, you should feel good about yourselves for helping people to achieve that. Okay, that's all I have.
There are pills in. This is a gift for you. Okay, so let's see what's inside. So we have a warm bottle with the degrees one, and we have a LifeWay hat. This is a from company one, and this is Eon patches. One of our famous patches. Okay, so let's take a picture together. Okay.
Better you undo it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, good. Thank you.